Better than before, for those open doors, where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place, I'll take a walk in place, where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live at WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, and you can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM, 1350 AM, click on to church webcast, and guess what? You can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400 AM, WMVA 88.9 FM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Go to YouTube at Cristo Records 1, CRISTO Records 1, or at FYI Radio Show host, Yolanda Hinton. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Mr. E and I promise we'll shout you out.
You promise?
I promise.
Shout out.
All right, Mr. E, what day is it today?
Today.
What I'm talking about, Mr. E. That's the greatest hump day in the whole wide world. You
That's
all
what
should
it
be up and popping. It's the middle of the week.
That's right. It's the middle of the week, and the weatherman said it's going to be another hot one.
Ooh.
And guess what? All you got to do is make sure that the cats, the dogs, your grandmama, and everybody is drinking plenty of fluids, get some electrolytes in them, and stay out the sun.
We have had some weather. I mean, right here in Hampton Roads, we've had this tropical heat wave. But what about on the West Coast with the volcano? What is it? Tornadoes.
Tornado.
And then they were warning of a possible tsunami.
That's right.
That's over with. But I tell you, our weather has been shaking us.
What about Honolulu, Hawaii? Over there, it's not too far from Los Angeles, right there on the coast where there has been an earthquake.
Yeah, that's what I just said,
Yeah,
Mr. E.
you said tsunami.
Earthquake. Listen, Mr. E, this is the report. This is the T. Okay, so it was an earthquake, and they reported that there would be a possible tsunami afterwards. So there were certain places that they were wanting to kind of like on the West Coast saying, prepare, brace, you just don't know. But that's over with, thank God. But one thing we can say, we are not in control of the weather.
That's right.
You can't look when the weather or nature, God, if whatever He wants to do, when He wants to do it, how He wants to do, it's going to play out. And man just really doesn't have his hand on everything. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. Man can't do, but God can.
I tell you, certain things a man can do, but certain things you can't go above certain things.
That's
Nature
right.
is one of them. It has its way when it wants to do it, and we just have to embrace and be prepared for these things if
That's
we can.
that's so true.
Absolutely. So, Mr. E, this is Hump Day. It's FYI's Wednesday segment. What's under the hat issues concerning you men?
What a great segment. This today. I love this segment. Oh God, this is gonna be a great, great, great segment today. So men, get your earplug, get your ears to the radio. Don't you touch that. Don't you dare touch that dial because it's gonna help you in the long run.
All right. Well, this is FYI segment. I just don't like my wife's best friend.
That's right.
What can I do? Now, look, y'all. We've always asked for you all to give us suggestions and all that kind of stuff. But this particular person is so just messed up. They just don't know what to do with this BFF. We need to help them out, okay?
That's right.
There are various reasons why, Mr. E, and can you help us? Mr. E, you've never been in that particular. Your wife, first lady, got a best friend.
Never that. She might have a best friend, a BFW, but have some friends. But the thing that gets me so much is those BFWs, those best friends.
BFFs.
BFF can be a nuisance.
Really? Why?
Oh God! Miss Hinton, as I began to study this chart, I began to try to understand why.
Well, first of all, we're talking about BFF, best female friends, or best friends. Those folk that are there, and sometimes it's a good thing, Mr. E.
Let's look at it.
Okay.
I can't stand my wife's best friend. Why do men feel like that? There isn't a single universal acceptable reason why men, applicable reason why men might dislike their wife's best friend. As individual feelings are complex as stem from various personal experience and perception. However, some common themes emerge when exploring this dynamite. It's dynamite.
It's dynamic. It definitely is.
It's dynamic.
And,
it's dynamite, though. Let's take that word dynamic. It's dynamite.
It's dynamite.
It's
Why
dynamite.
A woman should have a best friend.
A best friend for a woman should not be the woman who takes her time, take all the time, confide in her best friend. If her best friend, she talks to her best friend, and her best friend tell her, "If this was me, girl, this is what I'll do," and she'll follow the instructions of her best friend.
Well, I'll tell you what, perceived competition or threat. That's what some men feel. This is a threat. This is competition. You're taking time and attention away from me. A wife's best friend often commands a significant amount of her time and attention. Most of all, Mr. E, a lot of women have best friends that they've had for years and years. And so that's why they become usually that person in the relationship that sticks and stays. But a husband might feel like this time is being taken away from him on their relationship, leading to resentment.
That's right. Miss Cynthia, they should take that part of the Bible and add another part when they're doing their marriage vow that a man must cleave to his wife, a mother must leave their mother and father and cleave to their own. Leave your girlfriends alone too. They should add that in there too, or your best friend, because you go to your best friend say this, and gets on the telephone, come around your house.
Well, listen, E, let's talk about it. Emotional intimacy. Of course, a woman and her best friend, they share a deep emotional bond. And they discuss personal matters and seek advice. Now, listen to this, ladies. And men, I know this is why you feel a certain way, because you have women that tell their BFF every single thing about every single thing. They know when the husband snore. They know when the husband goes to the back. They know when the husband don't do that. They know everything. Why? Because it is shared with that BFF. Every single thing that man does.
That's right. That's
where the resentment
come in. And it gets on a man's last nerve, because there's nothing private in his house that his best friend don't know. Her best friend don't know. I seen it, but I never had experience it. That when you got a BFF, a best friend, she need to stay. She'll never get married.
And she may be married too, but she's in that woman's business and know everything that there is.
And catching Hades in her house.
Ooh, well, anyway, it's an influence. That best friend, I believe you me, those women influence one another. The best friend might have considerable influence over the wife's decision.
That's right.
Opinion. Even her perception of her husband.
That's
Girl, if I were you, I wouldn't take that. Girl.
I believe
girl, if I were you, I wouldn't let him wear that. Girl, he looked bad. Girl,
what you doing
see
to
your
him?
Husband coming in? Girl, your husband's a mess.
And not only that BFF mouth is the Bible. I mean, she cannot tell a lie. Guess who I saw sitting at the bar with a girl? He cheating on you, girl. And that's, that BFF just need to leave her alone.
Woo! If a husband feels this influence is negative or undermines his role, it can breed animosity.
That's right.
You can't sit back but this is the thing, it's allowed. Sometimes it's allowed. That third person in the relationship is allowed to come in and downgrade a man. Sometimes your husband will tell you what to do, but this is what I'm saying. A best friend is supposed to be there, as a positive thing. But these men, some of these guys are, complaining that some of these best friends are going too far. They have crossed the line.
That's right. A best friend does cross the line. And I'm not speaking for us. If I would open up the phone lines, you will hear a whole lot of folk say, get rid of that best friend. Well, that can go two ways. A man can have a best buddy, a best bud, and a woman can have a best girlfriend.
Yeah.
But those folk just need to leave them folks alone.
I think they should set boundaries, of course. There's differences in personality or values. Sometimes, a woman may have a friend that is extremely, talkative,
overly loud,
opinionated, or, have different values,
drama,
that different personality traits, overly loud, critical, dramatic, or immature.
Just in everything. She knows everything. Knows everything. I sound like I know one, but I know of some of these ladies who have these best BFF. Get them out of your life. Get rid of them.
They may have been there before the husband. They feel like they have privilege. They have the right to their best friend. They feel like, well, I've been here before you, and when you're gone, I'll still be here. But it becomes a conflict, and their lifestyle choices, values, interests may be different, leading to discomfort or lack of common ground during social interaction. They may not have anything in common.
Yeah.
They may not. A man may not have anything in common with that
best friend,
wife's BFF, and so it causes a whole lot of problems.
Listen, Miss Hinton, I can't wait to open up the phone line, so I'm gonna give the number, see who wants to talk about this. 757-624-9475. That's the telephone number to dial. If you got a BFF husband, if your wife got a girlfriend, a husband, boyfriend, if your wife got a best friend, let's talk about it. Is she trouble?
Is she trouble? Is she causing problems? Is she negative? The husband might genuinely believe the best friend is a bad influence on his wife, encouraging behaviors he disapproves of or leading her down paths he sees as detrimental. Girl, come on out. Girl, come on, stay out all night. Girl, you don't have to listen to him. Girl, who do you think he is?
Yeah.
What do you think? You need to leave him. You need to get rid of him. He ain't no good, girl. Why you? And she tells the best friend every single thing, intimate thing, all kind of things about the relationship.
And that BFF has the authority also to tell the husband off. I mean, to talk to the husband any kind of way she want to, and it's okay with the wife.
Well, listen to this: feeling judged or scrutinized. Perceived criticism. Some men might feel that the best friend is constantly judging them, their marriage or their decision. This can lead to defensiveness and dislike.
Girl, I told you he was a fool.
But the thing about it is sometimes you got the wife who has to be in the middle of this thing. She wants to take up for her husband, but sometimes, because he feels a certain way, it may be him being just as childish as the best friend. So she's in the middle. And how do you resolve that? Men, what do you do? How can you get around it? Because guess what? Some of these folks
ain't going nowhere.
Not one.
You're stuck. No.
Do you feel stuck, Mr. E?
Ain't going.
Do these folks feel stuck?
They are stuck because one, that BFF knows everything about your husband, knows how much money he got in his account, knows what's ins and out, where he go buy his clothes at, and always snooping and sneaking around. Listen, that BFF has a key to hit your house.
Well, it got some men thinking, is it me? They also say, my wife doesn't get it.
That's right.
And then they feel like the sun rises and sets on that BFF. You can't break them up. And so the person is saying, men are saying, I need a solution. Mr. E, do you have any solution? What can a man do?
Look, first of all, for me, I think that what a man should do is understand your dislike.
Mm-hmm.
It's common to have a personal clash, and it sounds like you experienced one with your wife, best friend. Try to identify specific behaviors or traits that you find difficult. It is something she said, how she act, or general feel. Pinpointing the exact issues can help you address them more constructively.
That's if you got somebody that really wants to sit back and get a remedy to the problem. If the BFF is not going away, the husband's not going anywhere, you all need to find solutions. So there are some strategies some approaches. Again, look for common ground. Does she have hobbies, interests, or even a sense of humor that aligns with yours in any way? Finding shared interests, even small ones, can be a starting point for more positive interaction.
Get rid of her. Tell the wife to tell her best friend.
Why you say get rid of her?
Bye, because you don't need nobody else. Marriage is a business, and you're gonna have your pros and your cons, and you don't need nobody in your business taking sides. You can rest assured that the BFF, she's gonna be on the wife's side. She ain't gonna be neutral, because she don't want to break that friendship.
All right. Focus on the positive, though. Instead of dwelling on what irritates you, try to notice any positive qualities she possesses. Maybe she looks prettier when she's not talking too much or something. Perhaps she's loyal to your wife, a good listener, or has a particular talent. She may be loyal. She may be in the picture, Mr. E, for a long time. So that's a good thing. Shifting your focus can change your perspective. Maybe seeing it as a positive. And maybe talking to your wife, not to, tell her that her friend ain't no good and all this stuff, but just say, listen, I need more time. Men tell women what you need. Well, I need more time. I need her not to be here every time we go out. I need her not to get in our business. Can you stop telling her about our intimate relationships? And
slip her a note.
Just, give the wife some pointers.
Slip her a note. Tell your girlfriend, hey, look, here's a dozen roses. Stay away.
Yeah, do something here. Look, you and your man, here you go. Here's a gift card. Y'all going out tonight, me and Sally or whoever. We're going and we're gonna do our thing. You just we'll see y'all another time.
Set boundaries. That's right.
Absolutely.
Set boundaries. If certain behaviors are truly intolerable, you might need to subtile and set some boundaries. That doesn't mean be rude,
Mhm.
but perhaps limited exposure to specific situations or topics that trigger your dislike. Here's the whole thing in a nutshell. It's one thing that a man has to deal with families,
Uh-huh.
the brothers, the sisters, the cat, the dog, the mouse, the
Absolutely.
rat, the mother-in-law, the father-in-law. It's one thing that you got to deal with them. Now you got another person in your life, in your business that you got to deal with. Is the best friend. The best friend knows everything. Why women, when you get married, cut the ties between your family and tell your best friend bye-bye.
Sometimes that's easier said than done. Let's take somebody, for instance. This is not their best friend, but it was their sister. Why did Beyonce's sister beat
Jump.
the crap out
Jay-Z.
out of Jay-Z and Elevator, and Beyonce stood back like, girl, I'm not getting into this. Do you see how it is sometimes, Mr. E? When
That's
your
right.
relationship is so, you allow your sister or your best friend to come in and beat the mess out of your husband.
Here's one for you. Focus on your wife's happiness.
Mhm.
If that makes her happy, her best friend being around, but learn how to deal with it.
Ooh.
Because she ain't going nowhere.
Practice active listening. When you're in a conversation with her, try to truly listen to what she's saying rather than just waiting for your turn to speak or judging her. This can lead to a deep understanding and potentially reveal commonalities.
Is that something that your best friend know that you don't know? Have they got some secrets hidden agendas that they're keeping, taken to the grave with them? If they got some secrets among each other. You ever had a girlfriend, Miss Hinton, a best friend?
Yeah, I've had best friends before.
Have they been BFF?
Oh yeah.
Have they been in your business?
Never. You can't get in my business. I don't care who you are. Never. I don't allow that kind of stuff, Mr. E. I think a person crossed the line when they come in and try to run your house or run your man or don't tell me nothing. You don't have a right. You have a right to be a BFF. You have a right to be respectful, but you don't have a right to come in my household and rule nothing, not even husband.
Girl, if that was me, I'd take the sofa and I'll put that on this side and you take it and not on that side. It don't look good over there, girl. And then you tell your husband, but Maybelline came over and she said that sofa don't look.
Change.
She said change.
But it's my favorite chair. Change it. I mean, a big influence. And so you got to set boundaries, man. You do have to talk and say, wait a minute. She's taking up too much time. She's telling me how to run my children.
That's right.
You shouldn't be hitting. You shouldn't. Wait a minute. These are my children.
That's right.
And my wife's children. You got to set boundaries because people will cross them if you allow them.
757-624-9475. If you want to chime in, you can. 757-624-9475. That's the telephone number to dial. If you want to talk about that BFF, that person, that third person that's in your house that you married.
Third wheel. That person that just won't, that's causing a problem. A lot of people have best friends, but I'm telling you, sometimes they can cross the line. So sometimes you may have to go deeper. You may have to get rid of both of them, man, or you may have to, allow the wife, to kind of talk to the, what do you think? Talk to the BFF and say, look, my husband is having little problems with you.
Now, here's when the couples start having trouble, they go to a counselor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to discuss with the counselor. A couple counselor can provide tools and strategy for navigating this difficult impersonal relationship within a marriage. When you if that is that third wheel is the problem, Tell your counselor, say, hey, look, counselor, I love my wife. Oh God, I do almost anything for my wife. But this thing, this person that she got hanging around with, it knows everything about what's going on in my house. Sometimes a husband might not think that his spouse might be drinking wine, and then all of a sudden the BF come on. I got our favorite. When did you start drinking wine? Yeah.
But it seems like sometimes that the BFF is in control of the wife.
Yeah.
And that's because since she has a great influence on the wife, then when the husband comes in the picture, it's like, wait a minute, I got to control both of them. I got to tell him what to do, her what to do. And a man is sitting back saying, now listen, this is going too far. Either she goes or I go, or we've got to have some kind of resolve. A lot of men have this problem because, like I said, BFFs, they have a great influence on how
That's right.
sometimes people think, a woman think, a wife thinks. And especially, if she's getting something out of it, some people love to have somebody to confide in, but you can't tell all a man's secrets too.
That's right. Erykah Badu couldn't say it no better. She's got a song that's out there, and she said, now, because she done got fed up, you better call Tyrone. You better call Tyrone.
Well, in this case, men don't want you to call
Tyrone,
your friend. They want you to get that friend and set boundaries.
That's
and things
right.
like that, because it becomes too much. Those are some of the solutions. Some of the things that you can do. You're going to have to find peace. You're going to have to work it out. You're going to have to, because if she's not going anywhere, he's not going anywhere. That could be a real problem. That's just like brother, mothers, or fathers getting in your business. Just like I mentioned with Beyonce. Her sister sitting up there whipping the husband's head. That was a terrible thing. You allowed someone to fight your husband.
That's right.
What is going on?
Normally when a mate, a husband and wife has those late, long, drawn out, and then all of a sudden your family gets in it. It's one thing to have your family get in it, and it's another thing. My brother gonna get you, my brother. But have y'all realized that after that fight is over, they right back together with each other? Sometimes you got to stay out of their business. When a man or woman marries one another, it's for them to handle their own business, not for, and don't have a blended family, not for the stepdaughter. You said this about my mama, and not for the baby daddy. Don't have the baby daddy in you. You got to get everybody out of your business when you are married to someone.
And sometimes you don't have to tell a woman about her husband. She knows he's bad, no good, don't do right. She knows what he is. Yeah. She's married to him. And that's so right. You coming and singing a song to her and not giving solutions sometimes is not a good idea.
Yeah, so, don't marry that man. Don't marry that man.
It's like, hey, it's my choice. It's my choice if I'm married to him. But you all are then. You can find ways. We have solutions. There are plenty of things. Mr. E mentioned counseling.
Yeah.
You have marriage counseling and talk about it.
That's right.
Somebody may have an answer for you so you can find peace, because that's what you're looking for. You want peace in your relationship, and you don't need anyone coming in to disturb the peace.
I got the perfect antidote.
Get
rid of her.
Oh,
get rid of folks that's in your business.
This is her BFF.
That's okay. Take a stand, men in your house. This is my house. I live here. You might not be able. You call the shot. I live here. I'm not a prisoner in my own house. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be confined to one room. I'm not going to be confined. I'm not going to do it. Take charge. Men, roar like a lion. Let her know. And walk in your house someday, men, and throw your head in the house and say, Big Daddy home.
Big Daddy, you got to get some kind of solution.
Right.
And
let them know that peace. Big Daddy is home. And when you walk in this, say it with a thought, Big Daddy is home.
Well, truly, it can go to the extreme. And I'm telling you, ladies, you got to do better. Man, there is hope, and we hope that things work out for you. A person that wanted to find out more about it, I hope we've given you some answers. But look, we're gonna see you all later on Fun Friday. We're gonna continue talking about relationships in your closet, ladies. Mr. E said, "Big Daddy." What you said, Mr.
Big Daddy home.
Look, you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you on Fun Friday.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Our subject for today was, our segment for today was, I just don't like my wife best friend. What can I do? Get rid of her. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 on WPCE 1400 Peaks 95.3. WMVA 88.9 on all social media platforms. And for more information, give us a call at 757-714-7861. Bye now.
Mr. E, that's cold. Mr. E, that's cold. Look, we want to say hello to Instagram over here. We have Manny under Manny-ish 8090. We have RAJP_UT 8065. Newark Jersey 37 join us as well. Those on Facebook Live, Sheila Robbins, Chris Henson, all you guys on. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you all are not having these problems. What you gonna do when you got your best friend in there beating your husband up in the elevator? What y'all? What y'all gonna do?
You know, Miss Hinton, one of the hardest things in the world is to say to your husband's friend that Mr. RAJPP_UT8065. Thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the world. You know, Miss Hinton, sometimes you got to let them, you got to let them go. You got to let them go. If you don't feel like arguing with them, you got to sing that song. I guess I better let him go. Look like another one of those TKOs, because nothing you can do with it. Your wife is not gonna let her go. Your wife gonna keep her around. So your wife, you have to give your wife a decision, a choice, either her or you, or to let her go. Then you got to go about your business, because it's not going to change, because your wife already gave her permission to run her out.
If she is crossing the line, Mr. E, she may have to get out. If you can't sit back and have any kind of great conversation or resolve, somebody got to go.
You know, Miss Hinton, it's just like mom and dad, your mother-in-law, father-in-law, they have a little argument, or somebody have a little argument. Your girlfriend had a little argument with her boyfriend or husband, and she packs her bag up and use the key to your house. Just bring that drama to your house. Bring all her problems to your. I'm going, and then he comes to your house, tearing your house up because of her. You got to get rid of that. That's trouble.
Oh wow. That's trouble that's going to tear your best
That's
up.
trouble going to tear your house up. Well, that's my wife's girlfriend. So, yeah, man, don't come on here with no. The man said, look, that's my wife. I come to get my wife. And then they bring all that drama because of that girlfriend, your wife.
Yes, he can be a whole lot of problems with the third wheel. It's so many problems that can come up. And I tell you what, that's just one of them. We'll be talking about more in the future. But look, we got some upcoming shows. FY After Dark, honey. After a while, we'll be back live. Right now, we are doing our replays, our sports talk replays. As a matter of fact, on Mondays for our morning shows, check us out with our FYI Morning Sports Talk. And we'll do the replay in the evening, 6 o'clock, on all social media platforms. Also, hot topics. We're going to be talking about relationships and all kind of things on these hot topics. What's going on? What's trending? Politics, all kind of things on Yolanda Hinton's Hot Topics segment. Edward Everett around the town, community news. So we got to find out what's going on. There's a lot of concerts, a lot of things going on. A lot of races for political races coming up around the town. People are saying bad things about folks that's running for office and throwing mud and dirt on them around the town, right here in our own backyard. Did you see where Youngkins is now talking about trafficking and trying to, put a profile on who's being trafficked so they can be helped and stuff like that? We're going to be talking about that around the town and more. Talk about cryptocurrency, money and more. Jason L. Baker, the relationship again, 2025. Alicia Bennett and more about friends. Don't forget our Wednesday segments, What's Under the Hat, our Friday, Women Issues and Serving That Tea. And we want you to follow us on social media. And we want Mr. E to tell us how we can be a special guest intern or sponsor with FYI Radio Show.
If you'd like to be a special guest, intern, or sponsor, all you got to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861. Or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com or inbox us on whatever Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page.
All right, now, look, we're going to see you all. We want you to have a wonderful, wonderful day. Look, we're going to get a break in this weather. I hope you all are glad about that. And we're going to see you back here on Fun Friday. Be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
2 up, 2 down, VA.